Caterpillar snuggles up close next to Hilma as she plans out and prepares for the days to come. She's never worked so hard in her life before. I mean, sure, the Cataclysm was tough. Her skills as a rescue pilot certainly came in handy, but nothing could ever really prepare her for this. Every action being manual, and as we know, every action has a reaction. To move something from one place to another takes energy, and the human body, well, it consumes quite a bit of energy, doesn't it? Over the last few days, Hilma has been finding any fat reserves that she's been building up are dwindling quickly. For now, she is still in summer. The winds are warm and the wildlife is plentiful. And while she has around about 120 kgs worth of food squirreled away, she will need more in the days to come, and a better method in which to keep that food. And so, in part, that will be her goal today, to study the art of preservation so that she might be able to keep herself and the little cat around her feet alive just a little while longer. Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm Innawood. We are here with Hilma Baron and Caterpillar, who is just kind of, moving around at the moment. We've got Caterpillar off the leash. I think we're going to try and keep Caterpillar unleashed more often than not while we are down here. Now, before we go too far ahead, I am playing the latest experimental as of the start of this week. And there's been an addition. Yes, we now have a well option for us that is just built into the game, so no additional mods needed. Yet again, thank you to the modding community who jumped right on trying to provide us with a solution. But if we head into our construction menu here, underwater well, we can see that we have a new option, a third option, a variant for a wooden well. For it, we need a long cordage rope, a bucket, and some sticks. The bucket isn't actually that difficult for us to make, the wooden bucket that is. We need a log, we need some extra sticks, and a fair bit of carving time to be able to make it. The biggest time sink in this is the long cordage rope, because it takes a long time to weave together such a thing. We can make ropes out of other things though. I've been wanting to try and keep our hides, just for clothing, but we can actually make ropes out of them, and it's a little bit of a faster way for us to make ropes. It does use quite a few though, as we can see, but this is for a full-on short rope. It's not for cordage, it's just bam, we've got ourselves a rope. So if we could make some more tanned hides, this would be an option for us to get to a long rope before too long. I guess we could just make a long rope out of tanned hides. We've almost got enough to be able to make it. And there are other options to make ropes out of various other things, or with the spinning wheel for that, or with multiple short ropes. But really, that is a convenience thing for us. Being able to have access to water while we're down here is going to be great for winter more than anything, because obviously we know that water freezes on the surface during winter. It won't freeze the ponds, but it freezes those little puddles that are just convenient for us to get water from. So it isn't a pressing thing for us. What I want to try and see if we can work on today is our food handling skill. Right now, it's dropped back down to 3. We can get it back up to 4 without too much trouble. If we have a look at food here, willow bark tea, will that actually help us improve? We might have to just do one of these first. Actually, we're on 3 at the moment. That would get us to 4. No, I think it's probably going to have to be one of these that we do so that we can then get back up to 4. We need to get our food handling skill up to 5, I believe, and then we will unlock pemmican. So pemmican is an amazing survival food for us. It combines, dehydrated meat, vegetables, and fat, and it just keeps it in this, pretty edible form. We don't have to worry about rehydrating it or anything like that, but it keeps for such a long time, and I honestly think that's going to be the main thing that Hilma stays alive on. It's good calories, it's good vitamins, it is the ultimate survival food for us in this scenario. We did just skip past the willow bark tea though, which is a new addition. It actually works as a mild painkiller for us, so it might be worth us having some of that brewed up just in case we run into pain in the future. I don't know if we want to jump straight into trying to improve our food skill just right now. I'm actually not sure what the time of day is. I poked my head up before and I couldn't see, so we might have to go all the way outside to be able to figure that out. For now, let's just go and tie you to here for now, Caterpillar, so just hang out here for the moment as we need to go out and do some hunting. let's have a look and see what we've got on us at the moment. We obviously don't need to be carrying everything, the copper axe and stuff like that. We want to make sure that we have enough rocks. 8 should be enough, and we should be able to just go and pick up the rocks that we do use with our sling. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to drop a few of these things. All right, we should be good to go. The leather cloak, we might not need you. It's actually colder down here than it is on the surface at the moment, so we'll leave that cloak behind for now in the hopes that we are going to be okay when we take a step outside. Caterpillar, we'll see you soon. You might also notice that we've piled up all the soil that we have. Nearly every single one of these piles is 200 units of soil. So we've got a fair amount of that, and I think we're going to be able to use that in construction. Speaking of construction, there have been some fantastic suggestions, and I'm totally on board with them. Because we can climb up here, you know, maybe we want to make a little bit of a tree house or a cave top house for Hilma. She'd be safe. It's not a bad option, really. And yeah, many of you were wondering why I was so concerned about having an opening here. It's just that much closer to where we call home. Like, it's not far for something to be able to make it down here, whereas the rest of it, it's a bit of a maze. And in Cataclysm, we do have a scent, and animals can detect that scent. I believe, yeah, Hilma has a weak scent, so they're going to have a harder time tracking her, but it's still there regardless. Where we can mitigate risk, we should. Now, heading back outside, we can see it is early morning at the moment. Just want to double check. Okay, we've got nothing in there at the moment. We've got a whole heap of charcoal here that we can load up into some of these if we need to. We don't have any food on the go, do we? No, we do not. Right, so we've got a big bright day. It is clear. The temperature outside is good. It's a little bit on the cold side, but I'm okay with that. You know, I feel like we can make this work. And yeah, we're just going to have a little bit of a roam around, see if we can find some small pelted animals, raccoons and stuff like that. And if we can get ourselves some nice pelts. If I see trees that have fruit on them, we'll be sure to pick them. Grab some cherries, some apricots while we're out. I am picking some of the bushes that we come across as well, just because I feel like we should. So I'm currently of the mindset that we probably want to be heading either towards the pond or up towards here, just because we do stand a better chance to be able to see creatures when they're out in the open. I think we'll go for that big open field first. Okay, we've got an opossum. But where? That's a rock. That's the opossum up towards the northwest. Okay, can't see us right now. That's good. We'll try and keep ourselves between us and it, and we'll actually wield that sling just so that we have it at the ready. Oh, it's close. It's very close. Okay, and I think it is actually starting to run away from us at the moment, so I'm not sure if we can get this angle to work for us. Oh, that got our practical throwing skill up, which is great. Yeah, let's go into a little bit of a run here. Just move around these trees. I'm trying to stay out of its line of sight as much as possible. That's going to slow us down there. Okay, alright, let's see if we get a chance to steady up on this. Not a great chance to hit, but we'll give it a shot. It was close to it. Ah, yeah, that's gone. Alright, let's go pick up that rock. We can slow back down to a walk. Okay, it's chilling out again. Keeping a close eye on it. Let's just move around it here. There's a dinosaur around here as well, okay. We'll be wary of that. Let's just hide behind this tree for now. And poke out. And let's see, precise shot. That's a straight up miss. Another one. Okay, another one? And these should be precise shots that we're taking here. It doesn't really seem very precise. Yeah, I mean, the chance to hit from back here is is slim to none. We might actually stand a better chance of literally just trying to run up towards it. Yeah, we should probably just be using the spear, now that I think about it. At the same time, I do want to get better with this. So, let's just go pick up our rocks, and we'll get our spear, and we'll give this a go again. Alright, yeah, we can totally outpace this thing. We can actually run faster than it as well. So, we're going to get close enough to take a good strike. And we're going to miss. There we go. It was a fierce strike. And we got ourselves a possum. Okay, so we can't fit this into our pack currently because we've got quite a bit in terms of, apricots and cherries and whatnot and raspberries. And I have been eating, to the point where we are, way too full because I want to try and, keep that weight up. We can skin it out here and that might be a good option for us. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we managed to get a raw pelt. It was challenging, but we got a good hide. We'll roll up the pelt, and then we could have a look at just doing a full butcher of it. Because this is a smaller creature, I think we might be able to get away with it. We do actually manage to get a fair bit out of that. We definitely want to take the brains, because we can use it for tanning. We'll take the meats and the fat. The offal, we probably don't need right now, and I know that seems wasteful. We also kind of don't need the bone as well. We've got over 600 pieces of bone back at home. Yeah, we can be a little bit more selective of what we are taking, and anything that we do leave out here, I am certain it is going to get munched on by something, so it's not a waste. Okay, we can see another opossum and an aphid as well. The aphid probably isn't going to be as useful to us, but the opossum most certainly is. All right, possum is within sight, striking distance. Come on, let's get a little bit closer here. All right. Few misses. We'll get one though, we'll get one. Stamina's looking all right. There we go. That's that. Let's catch our breath. There are a few dogs around here, so we need to be wary that something might come, our way. We're going to go and do a skinning, first of all. Nice, we got our pelt out of that, and we'll go and butcher you too. Ignore the chihuahua. We didn't get any sinew, which is unfortunate. Sinew is something that is quite useful for us, so it sucks that we didn't get it in this instance, but that's okay. We can fit the pelt in too. Nice, so we'll take the brains, the meat, the fat, the good stuff, and we'll leave the rest behind. A good start to our day, Hilma, I'd say. I'm kind of half tempted to head up into the unknown territory out this way, see what we have going on. Yet again, this is one of these scenarios where I probably should have brought some cattle fodder with us, just because, we'd have the chance to tame some dinosaurs if we see one that we like. But alas, hindsight is 2020 and all that. So we've made it towards the new territory here. We've got a bit more of an opening. We're just going to follow the side of the forest down to see if we see any other small critters or creatures. So far, nothing. And seeing as we are getting, we're not full, we're going to go and just munch on these apricots here, just until we get to the point where we cannot eat anymore. Nice. And we'll follow this further. Ooh, hello. Okay, we've got some shrubbery, a single type. Let's start to go in the direction of the shrubbery. And we're seeing coyotes to the north. Right, so the coyotes aren't going to have pelts, but they are going to have sharp teeth. These aren't grinning coyotes, thankfully. They're just regular coyotes, so we'd probably stand a good chance at killing them. We don't really need to go into that fight though. They don't have anything that we want or need right this second. And here's our shrubs. We've got ferns, a whole heap of ferns. So we'll just go ahead and change the description on this note so that it now just says ferns. Now we know. Now we know. So we're going to head along the northern track here, trying to avoid where the coyotes are just to the east. And obviously avoiding dinosaurs where possible. Light green and magenta hatchlings. Hatchlings of what variety? And they're to the north, okay. A tiny dinosaur hatchling with shiny eyes. It could be from a number of different species. Oh boy. Light green and magenta. That makes me think it's probably the sauropods, because the sauropods are described as being light green and magenta. Oh wow. Okay, we've got a whole heap of baby dinosaurs here. Not absolutely everything is going to have a tile set aside with it. We've got a new big rhinoceros-like dino here. So I assume that these are probably their little ones, okay? Cannot see our current location. I imagine they are probably, it can see our current location and it's ignoring us, so they're not hostile. That's a good thing. There might be a whole heap of dinosaur eggs here though. No, just old bird litter. Right, okay. I'm kind of tempted just to put a bit of a note here and just say like hatchery or something like that. Just so that we know that there are a whole heap of dinosaurs here. Yeah, Pachyrhinosaurus. Pachyrhinosaurus, I think. Yeah, okay, well, we'll start to head over towards the east, but that is where the coyotes are, Rycon. They are to the northeast at the moment. Okay. Alright, well, let's just see if we can make our way around them, okay? We're not looking for a fight here, coyotes, but I mean, hard for us to convince them of that. There are so many hatchlings here. That is wild, and it's also horrifically concerning. 51. Look at them all. There's so many of them. They're just all over the place. These are all dinosaurs that have recently hatched. Beautiful, in a way. You just see them all running away from us. They fear Hilma. They can probably smell the blood on her from her recent kills. But, yeah, the reason why it's terrifying to me is that all of these dinosaurs we know can become infected, and that's a lot of potential zombies. Yeah, we're just going to go around all of this for now. Start to make our way. Oh, okay. Towards yet another grove. Let's see what we got. Okay, no, we know right away these are hickory trees. So this is yet another massive supply of salt for us. If we ever run out of salt from the swamp, which we probably won't. So yeah, let's go ahead and mark this. Hickory. There we are. So now we know. Let's continue on. Looks like the forest is kind of weaving its way back up towards the north here. It's still just so early in the day. We've got a lot of time, so I am tempted to try and keep this exploration up. Right, brown and magenta sauropod juveniles. So just little massive dinosaurs. And we've got a nice pond up here, which means that there's probably going to be cattails. I mean, we've been lucky before, right? There's triceratops here as well. Okay, yeah, let's head in the direction of the pond and see if we are lucky. Oh, hang on. The triceratops don't have... I think something strange has gone on there. That's something that I might need to have a look at. You know what? I'm going to very quickly just reload the game and make sure that the texture pack is applied properly. Ah, there we go. Right, sorry about that. We're all better now. We are all better. Now, the reason that happens is because of the update. What it does is that it pretty much reinstalls the dino mod, and that natively doesn't have the tile set in there. So if you are using undead people, then you are going to need to add it back in each time that you update with the launcher. You know, just small little thing that we need to do to maintain things, but I'll keep that in mind in the future going forwards. But I think looking back towards those other little juvenile dinosaurs, we'll probably see them as they are meant to be. And looking at this pond here, we're not seeing any... I just saw something. Hang on. I was going to say, I'm not seeing any cattails here. Okay, there's fish, but I definitely saw something else. I swear I saw... Okay. Diplosaurus, right? No, it's Diplosaurus. Okay, that's okay. I saw D and I freaked out because, yeah, the raptors in this, we have seen undead versions of them so far, I believe. But, yeah, they start with D, and, yeah, they're pretty frightening. Now, because we haven't put a note here that says cattails, we will know that there aren't cattails here, so we don't need to worry about that. We are just going to continue further on towards the north, not fighting triceratopses or anything like that, just minding our own business. Oh, Possum, to the southwest. Well, that's what we're looking for, isn't it? Yeah, okay, nice. So we can kind of see our general direction at the moment. Let's head down towards it, see if we can track it. There it is. Let's start to run. We're coming for you, Possum. I'm sorry about this, little buddy, but this has got to happen. Oh boy, there's a praying mantis around. Okay, now that does make me nervous. Praying mantises are deadly creatures. They're very accurate. And for a character like Hilma, who is currently pretty much entirely unarmored, we don't want to be fighting a giant insect that is a little smaller than an adult person. Can we get to this opossum before it gets to us, though? That's the question here. We'll take one strike. Okay, we got very lucky with that possum. Have we been spotted by the praying mantis though? That is the real question here, because these things can jump as well. Okay. Alright, there's that possum. You know what? If we put the spear back into our inventory and just grab... Yeah, we need to wield the possum. Let's just go, use the trees to kind of keep line of sight away from that horrific insect. And we'll just go out into the open, so that if something does come for us, we know it is coming for us. Ahaha, there we go. Drop that on the ground, and we'll wield our spear again, just so that we are ready to fight should we need to. And we'll go and skin this corpse. Okay, we got our pelt out of that. And we'll go and do a full butchery here. Right, we didn't get a pelt because we already had the pelt, and we didn't get the sinew because, well, I guess we couldn't get it. We dropped the animal blood on the ground. That's not an issue for us. We'll grab the fat, the meat, the brains, and the pelts. That's 3 pelts that we've got so far today, which is more than we had before. Right, we're going to continue away from the praying mantis over to the west, and it looks like we've kind of reached the end of this forest. Dead vegetation over here. We could just go out into this field and see how far it goes. We don't want to get too far from home. I mean, obviously the furthest we got was on that very first day, I believe. We went out towards those craters, and one of the craters was almost an arrow pointing us backwards. I think we'll just carry on a little bit further to the west here, just to see what's good. Okay. And we're seeing turkeys, a whole heap of turkeys down there. Yeah, do we want to go down? I guess it would be good to see how far this forest spreads. So let's just kind of stick along this side here. We're seeing some blue jays, which is nice. Variation of the bird types. Yeah, oh, okay, and we've got some shrubs here. We've got shrubs and a grove. So let's see what we've got going on. I guess these are the shrubs here. It's just, it's a whole heap of underbrush. I mean, I say it's a whole heap. It really isn't a whole heap. There isn't that much here at all, but the grove is probably more interesting to us. So let's navigate around those bushes. And what do we got here? Okay, oak trees, right? We'll just go ahead and change the grove so that we know what kind of grove it is. Oak trees. There we go. Done. Right, let's continue on to the south. Oh, giant aphids. Okay. To the west at the moment. That's fine. They're minding their own business, and we've got deer. Hey. Okay, well, obviously the deer would be quite good for meat. I don't know if we're going to get pelts from them, though. We haven't in the past. Okay, we've got cattails. We've got a pond. So because this pond is so far away, we're probably just going to gather these cattails and not worry about trying to keep some here. So we'll gather you up. Okay, that's actually all that we can grab. And we've just got the stalks left over. Okay, we'll try and grab from here as well. Right, dropping the cattail stalks. I really do want to bring them back with us, so we might try and see if we can do a little bit of processing here. Even if it is just to get fiber or something of the like, or alternatively, cattail jelly. But I think we probably need a fire to be able to get cattail jelly. No, we don't. We don't at all. We just need something to put it in. And we do have something. We have our stomach with us. Yeah. And it just has 1 clean water in there at the moment, so we'll just go and drink that. So it's now empty. And we'll go and process all of this jelly. Yep, all those stalks, well, I say all, it's just 2 lots of it. Put down our spear, there we go, and we'll pour the 14 into our sealed stomach. So that's good. If we do get wounded in the future, we'll be able to deal with that. We are actually carrying some willow bark that we don't need to be carrying right now, so we'll drop that down. I think we managed to get some plant fiber from the jelly making process, and we can grab the rhizomes. Nice. Okay, that is a win-win for us. We know that we are starting to get a little bit full when it comes to carrying. And speaking of carrying, I know there are quite a few of you that want us to make a leather backpack or something like that. Unfortunately, to make any kind of backpack, we need to have a tool to do it, a fabric cutting tool. And there've been a whole heap of bronze additions to tools recently, which is fantastic. I'm super happy to see that they're all starting to pop in, because bronze is a really crucial step for us. I believe it's the bronze shears that we can use for fabric cutting, we can get quite close to making these bronze shears, but there's a few things that we need. The sand casting mold is one of them. And if we have a look at sand casting here, where this gets a little tough for us is sand, that's fine, sticks, that's fine. Super glue or nails, that's where it's tough. We don't actually have a super glue recipe at the moment, and as you know, we can't make nails until we're very far into the metal making process. The biggest time sink for us when it comes to the metal making process is the anvil. The bronze anvil's a lot easier for us to make. This one here though, this requires a whole heap of steel, like a lot, 40 lumps of steel. We can make at the moment 8 now, I think, and that's spending a whole heap of time doing that. So there's a lot of steps that are going to happen before we can actually get to the anvil, and that's going to include making a bronze pick, which is a new thing that's been added in as well. So yeah, this is something that we can make now, kind of, but yet again, you see we need the sand casting molds. So we're going to need to try and figure out how to make super glue or how to make nails, but then we won't need that. You get what I'm saying? To make nails, you have to have a level 3 anvil. So I think the only option is super glue, and that's probably going to be under chemistry or something like that. It's something that I will investigate, and I really hope we don't have to have an actual recipe from a book to be able to make it, because we can make bone glue, but that ain't good enough. Right, okay, but back into the game world, we've got a jumping spider to the west, and we have a pond over here to the northwest. So we'll go have a quick look at that, see what's going on. It's just a pond, just a nice pond. Yeah, you know, once upon a time we would have flipped out about that. Oh, okay, no, but we've got something new here. What is the U? What is the U? Natural spring? What? What is this? I've never seen this before. Slathering coyotes. I've never seen them before either. I do not like the sound of that. Okay. Oh, great. Unnatural bulges line the neck of this obviously mutated coyote. Green tinted foam flecks from its lips, and there's a crazed look in its eyes. So these are acidic coyotes of a kind. I just wanted to check out the bloody spring. So yeah, it's a nice natural spring. Not safe to drink though, still. Huh. But it's a natural spring, and there's some cattails there. I would love to be able to harvest them, but I just think it's too close to those coyotes. There's like 9 of them, so that's a big pack of coyotes that we do not want to tangle with. I mean, I am tempted to get close. No, 2 cattails aren't worth it. They are not worth it. So I think from this point here, I kind of want to head a little bit to the northwest just to see if we can find another forest. This has turned into a massive day of exploration for us. It's not what I originally intended. We've got some more dead ground here. And, ooh, another crater, it looks like. And another swamp. Oh, that's a big swamp. Yep, okay, big old swamp over here to the southwest. And we're seeing wolf spiders. There's a whole heap of spiders down there. Well, that's not the end of the world for us. Spiders are decent population control things for us because, oh, clawed crusher? What the hell is that? What is a clawed crusher? Okay. The shuffling corpse of a large bipedal dinosaur covered with tattered feathers and black putrid liquid. Long claws protrude from its hands. Its entire body bulges with distended muscles and swollen festering wounds. So this is a leveled up zombie dinosaur. This is why we need armor. This is why we need bows. This is why we need many things. And it's why we need to keep our wits about us while we are wandering out here. And we have discovered woods on the other side here. So let's just stick to the field for now. Yeah, let's roam. Oh, that's a river. Ho, ho, ho. Okay. We have discovered a river. This is a big deal for us. A whole heap of turkeys as well. And Nodosaurus. Nodosaurus, okay, I can see you down to the southwest there. You're fine. You're fine. You're just a big friendly dinosaur. It's practically immobile. It'd be great to be able to ride on that though still. This is a river. Hot damn. Okay. There's some bog iron here as well. Yeah. Nice. All fresh water? Yep. Oh boy. Okay, So the question is, does the river continue to flow down this way? I mean, this is great because rivers are fantastic for exploration. They can take us long distances. We can discover all kinds of interesting things along their banks. It's cool stuff. But you know what? I feel like we've done enough exploration for today. We've got maybe 5 minutes left in the episode, so I want to jump back to home as quickly as we can to try and see if we can work on these hides, these pelts that we've got rather, and maybe even do a little bit of cooking. So we are going to try and do some auto-traveling back, which is dangerous for sure. But as long as I can pick some good points rather than just going straight from A to B, we should be okay. Yeah, okay. Looking at this route, I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like that's a pretty straightforward route. It's actually the fastest way possible, avoiding all the trees, and that should keep us away from any kind of trouble. Let's get moving. Okay, auto move cancel. Right, that's fine. And yeah, look at all these little guys. These are the light green and magenta hatchlings. And yeah, those are the big rhinoceros-looking things. Okay, all right, we can continue on from here. Okay. We literally just auto-moved into a pack of coyotes, but they seem fine, so they're fed. That is incredibly dangerous because, yeah, the reason why it didn't stop us is because they aren't seen as being hostile. At least those were regular coyotes. Slathering coyotes and the rest, they're not going to be so forgiving. Through the trees we go, and we are back. Okay, all right, let's get downstairs and let's get a processing. How is my favorite cat doing? All right, we are going to make sure that we untie you just so that you get a chance to move around. And you know what? Caterpillar might even be able to sleep with us as well, which would be nice. Okay, so onto the pelts first. Okay, it's going to take us 15 minutes to cure these pelts. Let's go use let's use the salt water, of course. There we go. We got our pelts. And then tanning fur pelts. So our applied science isn't good enough right now. And so the reason why working on the hides and stuff like that doesn't improve our applied science is because it isn't the primary skill that's used in it. It's survival. So honestly, I think the chances of us failing at this, it's probably pretty slim, really. We are only able to make the one at this stage. Oh, and that's because it uses six pelts. Okay, so let's use the one, and we'll use the brains because we've got the pine boughs, acorns, they're not going to go off. We will use the salt water that's nearby. We will say yes to using clean water, and we will continue this process here, and wham bam, we got ourselves some tanning fur pelts. We're going to leave them over here on our little crafting mat for now, and that's that stage of our day done. The fire is going to burn for an extra 22 hours, so we do not need to worry about refueling that. Something else that we desperately do want to do is make a backup fire drill and just leave it here so that in the event of our other fire drill busting, we can start a fire without any trouble. But you know, that's maybe a tomorrow thing. So, right, looking at preparing our food. If we work on some lard, that should get our food handling skill back up, which, you know what? Yeah, let's go make some lard. And that got our food handling skill back up to level 4. Brilliant, we've got some lard, and I'm honestly tempted to eat it right now. You know what, we're going to do that. We're going to eat all that lard right now. It's going to make us pretty miserable, so let's play the bone flute for a little bit. Yeah, lovely, and we'll go and play with Caterpillar. There we go, spend a few minutes playing with you. It's uplifted our spirits, and I don't think it doesn't matter how many times we play with Caterpillar. Caterpillar is always going to demand more play. But there we go. That should help mitigate our unfortunate mood at the moment. It's pretty bad. Will we be able to continue crafting though? It's very slow at the moment, but yeah, we can make willow bark tea. Let's stop playing the bone flute for now and see if that helps. We'll give it a few seconds for it to go away. No, it's the same. It's the same whether or not we're playing or not. It just seems for whatever reason we are slow at making willow bark tea. That's the only thing that can potentially improve our food handling skill at the moment. We could screw it up, but I'm tempted to try and make a whole heap of this willow bark tea because we'll just have it standing by. It quenches us. It's not so good for our health, but it's a painkiller. So we can keep it aside in one of those stomachs of ours. We'll just make sure that we actually have one of them. Just grab one sealed stomach and we'll get to work on that. I mean, it does have some pretty good time savings. So let's say yes, there we go, 25. Excellent. So we'll go and pour that into the sealed stomach, and we still have some left over. So we could pour it into the rest of this other sealed stomach that we have. Oh, and there's still one left at this stage. Pour it into the clay pot, because we can always just sip on that later. We are tired at this stage, which means that it's probably a little bit later in the day. We haven't lost the daylight though, so it's not sleep time yet. Let's see where we're at with our food processing after that. Okay, we're on 13, so it's going to take a fair bit for us to get that skill better. Yeah, and that's the only thing that we can make right now that can potentially increase our food handling skill. So it looks like we're just going to have to be making a whole heap of willow bark tea. It's a slow process, and it's also using our clean water. And I guess the bad thing is that it turns our water source into something that we can drink, but shouldn't drink all the time because, oh wow, it's actually not enjoyable for us to drink it. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll keep that in mind. The chunks of meat, etc., and the extra chunk of fat that we've got, let's deal with those before we finish today. So we're just going to make crackling out of that last piece of fat, which we'll keep for a decent while, and we're just going to make some basic cooked meat out of the other stuff. So 7 lots of that. Okay, dispose of it. There we go. Okay, so how long is that going to last for us at this stage? 16 hours. Okay, so we should be able to have a big meaty breakfast when we wake up. We've got our cattail jelly, which I'm super happy about as well. And look at that, we're very hungry at the moment, so let's just go and eat all of that cooked meat because, yeah, I'm trying to keep those calories up. Ah, dear. All right, we'll go ahead and drop that into there for now. We'll probably drop our crackling in there too. We do have some other crackling that's left over. The cattail rhizome, we're going to leave that for now. But we're full, we're hydrated, and I'd say this has been a pretty damn good day for us. It's still been a longer episode than I intended. It usually ends up being that way. But hey, Hilma, we did some pretty decent exploration. I mean, that's a whole lot more of the map revealed to us, and we now know that there is a river. It's a river that could be winding up towards the northwest, could be going down towards the south here. You know, there could be something that kind of goes all the way around here. There's no way for us to know until we start exploring that. That is something for us to do in the future though. And for now, we need to stay focused on the things close to hand. We've got those pelts on the way, which is great because we are most certainly going to need some fur stuff for winter. And we're a few steps closer to being able to actually make pemmican. It looks like at this stage it's just going to be a lot of willow bark. Actually, no, that's a lie. Before we finish, let's have a look here. If we go into food and we go down to the next thing, yeah, we can see things that are more difficult for us to make, like all of these here. What we need to do is find something that's easy for us to make, like even salted fish. Oh, okay, no, I take that back. We need to have plastic bags in a vacuum pack sealer. Seasoned salt is something that we can do. We just need actual salt to be able to do it. Yeah, you know what? That's totally doable. It uses our dehydrated vegetables. That's okay. Having seasoned salt will improve, you know, some of the recipes that we can make down the line. Yeah, and it's also going to improve our food handling skill at the same time. I think that is where we will start our next episode, with that. So, I will keep that in mind. I'd like to thank you all for joining me for another episode with Hilma here. Searching far and wide, we found some interesting things today, dangers included. As always, please do keep your suggestions flowing in. As the benevolent side of the Watchers, we can help influence Hilma's decisions, pushing her slightly one way or the other. As for Hilma, keep up the good work. And as for all of you, if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. For now, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned.